Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. We have got so much to discuss on the show this morning. But before we get into all of that, if you are watching for the first time, please do me a small favour. Make sure to subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Please go and do that if you haven't already. It really does help out. And be sure to drop a like on the video as well. Oh, gosh, sorry. On today's stream, we're going to be talking about, believe it or not, Benjamin Sesko, who apparently has said he will join Manchester United. Obviously, we still have to submit an official bid, but we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Garnacho to Chelsea. Apparently, they want to do a swap deal involving Nkunku or Nicholas Jackson. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about Jadon Sancho, and we're going to be talking about a potential new goalkeeper that's coming in, Donnarumma. So yeah, lots of exciting news to get into on the show this morning. But what I want to know from you today is how much of an impact do you think Benjamin Sesko will be for Manchester United? How excited are you about Benjamin Sesko? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Is he the right person to be bringing in? Should we be going for Ollie Watkins instead? Let me know what you think. I'll answer the question first. So for me, I think Benjamin Sesko is the real deal. I think he's strong, he's physical, he's good aerially, which is something we're really lacking at the moment. He's very, very good at headering the ball. We don't ever score goals from corners. We don't ever score crosses. We don't ever score headers. When was the last time we scored a header? I honestly can't remember. Maybe like Harry Maguire might have got a header at some point. But the point I'm making is we don't score headed goals. And when you look at teams like Arsenal, yeah, last season, most of their goals came from corners. They became known as that team who scored goals from corners. Now, I'm not saying that, that's my dream to be a team who just literally scores from corners. But at the end of the day, we want to win football matches, right? And do we really care if half of our goals come from corners and headers? I wouldn't. If we're winning games, I wouldn't be bothered. So maybe it's a little bit of a weird take, but I think he's something different to what we have. Højlund is not good aerially. He's not good at headering the ball. He's not physical enough in the box. Even though he looks strong, he just isn't. Whereas Benjamin Sesko is. Benjamin Sesko is a beast. So I think he'll be absolutely perfect for what we're looking for at the moment. He's also very fast. He's great on the ball. His hold-up play is good. So I think he'd be an amazing signing. I'd be very, very happy with him. He is. I'm just trying to see how tall he is. Let's have a look. He is. Wow. He's 6'5", Benjamin Sesko. Madness. 6'5". What's Rasmus Højlund? I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, I know, so I do apologise, but I didn't realise he was that tall. Rasmus Højlund's 6'3". That's amazing. 6'5". Absolute beast. I'm just having a look at his stats here. So the top goal scorers, this was last season. Players aged 20 or under. Jude Bellingham was the top. This is in the top 5 leagues. Jude Bellingham was top for Real Madrid with 19 goals. Benjamin Sesko was second with 14 goals. Garnacho was fifth with 7 goals. So, if you look at the top 5 players aged 20 years or younger, obviously I think he's just turned 22, so this would have been probably last season. He is ranked second goals-wise for his age, with only Jude Bellingham ahead of him. He's an amazing signing, and I'm absolutely chuffed that we're looking like we're going to get this one over the line. But let me bring you the news this morning. Let me know your thoughts, as I said, on Benjamin Sesko in the comment section. Are you happy with Benjamin Sesko coming in? So this is coming out from Ben Jacobs. There's other people reporting it as well. So Ben Jacobs is reporting this morning, if Manchester United bid for Benjamin Sesko... wait, hold on, where is it? I mean, there's various stories coming out today. So he's saying that Manchester United are now favourites to sign Benjamin Sesko. He's also saying that Benjamin Sesko has been in contact with more than one Manchester United player, and they think he'll be perfect in the system. So we're already getting these kind of little murmurs that he's talking to the players. I think he followed Manchester United on Instagram or on Twitter. All of these little murmurs that begin the beginning of a transfer. There's another bit here. This is the story that we all want to hear, right? So this is the big breaking news this morning. It says, if Manchester United and Newcastle agree a deal with Leipzig, Benjamin Sesko will pick Manchester United. That's the breaking news this morning. So effectively all we have to do now is agree the fee with RB Leipzig. We have to agree the payment terms, whether it's going to be over 4 years, over 5 years, over 3 years. That's what we're still waiting to agree. They want, I think it's £64 million. It sounds like a lot of money, but for someone at the age of 22, he could be the next Isak, in the sense that Newcastle signed Isak from Sociedad in La Liga for about the same amount of money. It was about 70 million euros. 2 years later, Liverpool are offering £150 million for him. And I think that's why Manchester United are so interested in this player, because there is bags of potential there and he has a lot of room to grow. He's not the finished article. So yeah, he's the real deal for me, and I'm very, very excited to see how this transfer progresses. And I think, if our front three is Benjamin Sesko, Cunha, and Mbumo, that is incredible, absolutely incredible. And I think we're guaranteed goals. We're absolutely guaranteed goals there. Now, the only thing we are, just to bring the level down a little bit, obviously we still have a goalkeeper who seems to let in a goal every single game. A goalkeeper who seems to make awful mistakes every single game. But there is some more news this morning in relation to Donnarumma. So again, I'd be interested to get your thoughts on this. Should Manchester United be looking to sign Donnarumma? So Sky Sports are reporting this morning that Manchester United are interested in signing Gianluca Donnarumma. Okay. And then there's another story here from Jan Aj. I can never say this guy's name. He's a Danish journalist, I believe. And he is reporting this morning that talks are now ongoing between Donnarumma to Manchester United. The process is on. Amazing. I mean, if our final two transfers are Donnarumma and Benjamin Sesko, our team would be absolutely phenomenal next season. Imagine this, right? Our team for next season: Donnarumma in goal, Lisandro Martinez, Lenny Yoro, and Mazraoui as the back three. I would do personally. I would then do Dorgu, Bruno, Mainu, and Dalot as our kind of the wing backs. Dorgu and Dalot as the wing backs, Bruno and Mainu as the two midfielders. And then your strikers, or your attacking players, would be Cunha and Mbumo and Sesko. Imagine that. I honestly don't think there's any weakness in that team. Maybe the midfield a little bit. Maybe the midfield, there's a bit of a question mark. But Dorgu looks absolutely incredible in pre-season. Dalot, I think he's steady. I don't think he's world class, but I think he's good enough for where we are at the moment. I think Martinez, Lenny Yoro, and Mazraoui as a back three would be very good. You've got pace, you've got physicality, you've got great ability on the ball there. Obviously, Bruno conducting the play, putting the balls through to Sesko, to Cunha, to Mbumo, and Mainu has that physicality, has that that flair on the ball. Maybe a little bit lacking in defensive areas, but I think, when you're playing a back five, which we do, you do have a bit more of a defensive kind of structure, don't you, already? Because there's 5 defenders. But, I mean, it's so exciting. If we manage to pull this off and our 4 summer signings are Donnarumma, Cunha, Sesko and Mbumo, that would be absolutely breathtaking. And I don't think it's actually that unrealistic because, if you think we paid 62.5 for Cunha, right? Sesko's going to cost us 64. I've just got a little calculator up here. And Mbumo was he 60? Just trying to remember what we paid for Mbumo. Was it 60 or 65? We paid, I think it was 65. Yeah, 65, right? So we are up to, if we get, how much do we think? Donnarumma is probably going to cost you about 40 or 50, I reckon. So, that total is only 230 million, right? That's for Cunha, Sesko, and Mbumo and Donnarumma. If you think already, Marcus Rashford's wages are off the wage bill, right? That's 20 million saved. So take 20 million off that. That's 20 million back in the bank, okay? We've let go of Eriksen. We've let go of... who else? Johnny Evans. A couple of players are gone. Let's forget about them for now. But they pretty much cover the wages of the new signings. Eriksen was on about 150k a week. Lindelof was on 150k a week. Obviously, Sancho's on the way out. We'll talk about him in a minute. Looks like we're going to get about £20 million for Sancho. Take that off. Anthony, apparently going to get about 30 million for him. Take that off. Garnacho, around 40 million. Take that off. So just very, very simply, if our free exits are Garnacho, Sancho and Rashford, and our incomings are Donnarumma, Cunha, Sesko and Mbumo, our net spend would only be around £100 million, which is, I mean, it's not that much, is it, in the grand scheme of things? And bear in mind, other players could still leave. Bear in mind that we made, was it like 8 million from Elanga joining Newcastle? We made, I think, around 5 to 10 million from Alvaro Fernandez joining Real Madrid. So there's other little strands of money. There was another youth player, I can't remember his name, who moved somewhere and we got like a large portion of the sell-on fee. So yeah, there's all these other little bits where we're going to pick up money from. So I don't think it's that unrealistic. I think, obviously, there is always the chance that Donnarumma is just trying to get a new contract. But the fact that PSG have signed this new goalkeeper, what's his name? Like Chevalier, I think his name is. The fact that they've already brought him in makes me think that there's a strong chance that Donnarumma is going to leave. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He's not been able to agree a new contract with PSG. He's on about 200k a week at the moment. There are some reports this morning suggesting that he would accept a contract of around 250. I mean, 250 a week for the best goalkeeper in the world is nothing, I think. We paid David De Gea, who I like, don't get me wrong, I like David De Gea. We paid him 375 grand a week for like 5 years. So 250k a week for Donnarumma at the age of 26, I think it's an incredible deal. And I think if we were able to pull this off, Donnarumma and Benjamin Sesko, it would really, really show that we mean business this season. Doesn't mean we're going to win the league, no. Liverpool have just won the league and signed Florian Wirtz. They've signed Frimpong, they've signed Kirkes, and they're going to sign Isak. They're ahead of us. Arsenal have finished second and brought in Zubimendi. They've brought in Gyökeres. They've brought in like 2 or 3 other players as well. But it definitely would put us, I think, in the top 4. And I know people are going to be like, oh, it's not good enough. We've got to go from 15th to top 4 would be an achievement this season. It's baby steps. Top 4 and a trophy, FA Cup, League Cup. I'd take either, And I think with those signings, the Seskos, the Donnarummas, the Cunhas, the Mbumos, and getting out the toxic players like the Rashfords, the Garnachos, the Sanchos. I mean, I don't think Anthony's toxic, to be honest, but I'm just going to include him in that list just because he is a player who probably is going to leave. Getting rid of those types of players who effectively are there for themselves. They literally only care about themselves, The fact that Garnacho and Sancho don't have a new club is embarrassing. We are 2 or 3 weeks into pre-season. What are they even doing? Where are they? What are they doing? Are they just at home playing FIFA? Probably. They're probably playing each other on FIFA. They've probably got no one else to play with because everyone else is out working, living normal lives. I mean, they're not training. They didn't go on the pre-season tour. Both of them haven't found a new club because they want too much money that no one's going to give them. It's embarrassing. And any club that's looking at them is going to be thinking, we've got 2 players here who aren't match ready, who haven't been training. I mean, I'm sure they're doing like some level of training with like a personal trainer and stuff. They're not going to be sat there doing absolutely nothing, but they're not going to be playing games of football, are they? Realistically, maybe on FIFA, but not in real life. So yeah, I mean, it's just embarrassing, and we need to stamp those types of players out. Everyone who's just joined, can you do me a favour? Please like the video. We've got over 500 people watching right now. There's only 100 likes on this video. Please go and like it. And if you are watching for the first time today, please subscribe as well. Please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we're nowhere near top 4 at the moment, David. But the point I'm making is if we bring in Sesko and we bring in Donnarumma, that will definitely put us in that conversation, I think. So yeah, that's my take on that. Somebody says, what do you think the price would be for Donnarumma? I mean, the reports this morning are saying somewhere around 40, 50 million for Donnarumma. 40, 50 million. That was it. Soka the Devil. United got money from the sell-on clause of Maxi Oidel. Yeah, that was who I was thinking of. I couldn't remember his name. George says, there's so much positivity in this window, but I do feel that Manchester United always mess up the deals. We will end up getting Jackson and giving Chelsea 10 million. Probably. Realistically, right, the point of this video is, if Manchester United want Benjamin Sesko, they will get him. He wants to join Manchester United. That's the big news this morning. He wants to come to Manchester United. If we can agree a deal with RB Leipzig, we know how much money they want, 64 million. Apparently, they're willing to do like over a 3 or 4 year period. If we agree that, he will become a Manchester United player. It's as simple as that, guys. So we just need to agree that fee. And I think he will become a Manchester United player. I really, really do. I think they would look very, very weak now if they didn't bring him in. And I think the fact that we've missed out on Gyökeres, we missed out on Liam Delap, we missed out on Osimhen, I guess. Like, we've missed out on lots and lots of big players, okay? The fact that we've missed out on these players, I don't think we can now miss out on Sesko as well. Because what's the alternative? The alternative is Nicholas Jackson. The alternative is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And let's be honest, none of us want any of those players, no? I mean, I certainly do not want either of those players. So, yeah, I'm excited about this one. I think if we get Benjamin Sesko, if we get Donnarumma, I'm saying top 4 or top 5. Obviously, we need to finish 5th to get Champions League, don't we? So, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Very, very excited. Right, let's see what else we got. Right, next up we got to talk about Garnacho quickly. So, Garnacho. The story this morning is that apparently Chelsea are going to submit a bid for Alejandro Garnacho. They're still trying to do this stupid swap deal with us, though. They're still trying to swap Nkunku for Garnacho or Nicholas Jackson. I mean, do they not get the picture? We want money. We don't want Nicholas Jackson. We do not want Christopher Nkunku. Give us some money. We need money. Remember, he would be 100% profit as well. So them offering us their rubbish that they don't want, no is the answer for me. I don't want Nkunku. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I definitely don't want Nicholas Jackson. I want to bring in money, and I want us to be able to go and spend that money on players that we actually want, not on players that Chelsea don't want, because we've been stung by that too many times in the past. Mason Mount's a prime example. So yeah, for me, Garnacho, go to Chelsea. He'll probably do well. I would not be surprised if Garnacho goes to Chelsea and in a few years' time, we're all sat here saying, oh no, what have we done? Ruben Amorim messed up. I don't think it's like that. I think sometimes in football, in any form of life, people need to change their, people need to change their kind of surroundings in order to shine. And I think that this is a prime example with Garnacho. He's not a bad player. He's not a bad player at all, realistically. I like Garnacho, but he is, for me, too selfish. He is, for me, a player who... I just feel like he just cares about himself too much, to be honest. That's the reality of it. And maybe you disagree, but I said this last season. I said this when everyone was saying, he's world class and all the rest of it. For me, Garnacho is number one to himself. And I don't think he cares about the team. I think he just cares about his own image, his own brand. And we don't need players like that anymore, I don't think. There's no one else in this team now. I can say this with confidence. There isn't a single other player in this team that I feel like that about now. I think Bruno Fernandes maybe, but I don't think it's the same way as Garnacho. I think Bruno Fernandes is genuinely just tries too much to help the team. Does that make sense? Whereas I think Garnacho tries too much just to help himself. Does that make sense? Like, I know a lot of people get frustrated with Bruno, but I genuinely do think that he is just trying to help the team. Whereas with Garnacho, I genuinely believe that he's just trying to help himself and trying to, get himself in a World Cup team and all these types of things, Maybe you disagree, maybe you think I'm being harsh, but yeah, that's the way I see it. But let's see what else people are saying in the chat. Somebody says Garnacho isn't world class. Oh, Garnacho is definitely not world class, no. Evelyn Helland. I don't know who that is, mate. I honestly think he'd do really well at Chelsea if he ever gets any game time. He'd either do really well, or in a year's time he'll get loaned out to somebody and he'll just slowly fall down the ladder. Yeah, honestly, Patrick Dorgu in this pre-season, it's like he's had a weight lifted off his back, and that weight was Garnacho. He doesn't pass the ball, Garnacho. He doesn't do the overlapping runs. He doesn't play little passes between each other. He just gets the ball and he tries to shoot. And he scored, I think, 4 goals last season or something. And when you bear in mind that every time he gets the ball, he shoots, it's like, that is awful. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited. Really excited to see this team without these selfish types of players, because I think every player we have left now, I can say this with confidence, every player we have left now is doing it for the betterment of the team. When they're on the ball, they're thinking about what's the best thing for the team, not what's the best thing for themselves. And that's what Ruben Amorim's been kind of working towards, you know? He's been working towards building a team of players who are a team. It's as simple as that. He wants to build a team, opposed to building a group of individuals. Like prime example, right? Prime example, PSG. They had Messi, they had Neymar, they had Mbappe, all at the same time. And they were terrible. Not terrible is an exaggeration. They didn't win anything of any notability, yeah? Nothing. Other than the French League, but, I mean, the French League is a joke, let's be honest. They get rid of those players. And now look at them. They've just won the Champions League. Absolutely world class. So, yeah. Prime example. Build a team, and the rest will follow. Right, I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. It's been an amazing stream this morning. The mood is really, really positive at the moment, which is great. Benjamin Sesko apparently wants to join Manchester United. We just have to agree a fee with Leipzig. That's great news. And Chelsea want to offer us some awful swap deal. Those are the 2 big bits of news this morning. I will be back tomorrow morning, as always. Please do make sure to drop a like on the video before you leave. Also, make sure to get in the comment section. Make sure to have your say on Benjamin Sesko. Is he the right man for the job? Very interested to see what you all have to say. Have a great day, everybody. I'll speak to you all tomorrow. And yeah, bye for now.